I think sometimes you need to kind of clarify and define something to state your intentions. I want to win a world title this year. I'm going to give it everything I got. There's been a lot of talk about me retiring. I don't have to give an answer to that.
It's the first event of the year and everybody's had that time off. There's a lot of excitement and, you know, that sort of anxious feelings because you want to get started. To see Kelly Slater show up and know that he's committed to the year is a very special thing for surfing. He's a showman. He's 11 times world champion. And I mean, no event is really the same without Kelly Slater in it.
There's something about the Gold Coast. To me, it reminds me a lot of Florida. There's tons of bugs and sharks and fish, and I don't know, I feel home here. I base myself out of so many places around the world, like Florida, California, Hawaii, Australia, and so it's nice to be in each place and have something that's part of my history, you know. Some world title trophies. You'd think you'd want to do something special with them, but I think they're kind of nice like this. I just throw my old lanyards and tags off my travel bags, like the airline tags in them. Kind of fun to dig through there once a year and see what's there. In 2013, there's a runner-up in 2012. Frickin' Parko and Fanning. Gotta have them on the Gold Coast, right? A runner-up to Parko and Fanning. Gotta be in your Gold Coast place. These are 3 of the 4 Bells trophies I've won. There's a gourd carved out. And actually I got some of my dad's ashes still in there that I've kept all these years. It's been 15 years now since he passed away. I became good friends with Luke Monroe around 2001. We were both riding for Quicksilver. It was a really tough time in my life because my father had cancer. I remember seeing Luke and going, God, such a strange feeling. I'm gonna go fly home and see my dad for the last time. So we really connected at that time, and I was spending a lot of time with his family in the years after that. Their whole family's been great to me. You know, it's been like a replacement family for me being on the other side of the world.
Mum and Dad treat him like their old son, and for him it's nice to come here for a few months and have that kind of family. And you know, he's traveling all year round, and he probably doesn't get that in most places. He just likes enjoying the little things and getting away from all the drama and the crazy stuff that's happening in his life.
Well, I love coming to Cronin Sanctuary. It's just, there's so much of the native wildlife you can see all in one little place. They rehab over 9,000 animals a year through the hospital. I brought my daughter here. Kalani and I have come here a whole bunch. I come every year because it kind of makes me feel like I'm home somewhat, you know, and just to have routines wherever you go. This is one of those places for me, for sure. Can I get a selfie with you? What is that? I always study birds' wings, you know, because it's for us, that's the fins on our boards, you know? So I'm always trying to look the way they grab the air. The waves here made such an impression on me, Burley and Snapper and Kira. I wanted to make a wave that looked like, you know, something between, you know, mixing Chopu with Kira, you know, or Snapper, or whatever. Like that kind of flat-bottomed sandbar, but the meaty lip like you get at the reef breaks. You know, one similar thing between Snapper and our wave is that it's got a tight turning radius, you know, a tight curve on the wave. There's a lot of people in the water here along the coast going, "Mate, it looks like a wave pool here," you know, and I don't think you could get a better compliment.
Any of that south wind and south swell fills it in to the point.
I've never seen anything like it, you know, with anyone with any passion for anything. And you know, if there's going to be good waves somewhere in the world, He'll be on his phone all night, looking at the forecast, looking at flights.
He has just this like mental vault of all these different surf spots with all these different swell directions and all these different wind directions. So he knows when he does see the magic chart, he knows how it's going to be. So when we do go and chase a swell, it's usually pretty good.
My master plan leading up to this contest was to almost put myself through like my own little bit of a boot camp. And my schedule didn't really go to plan. I'm moving in like 2 weeks before this contest, and then I saw a swell at a spot that I like to go every year. Went, well, I got the time, I should do it.
While most guys were already in Australia preparing, riding small boards, getting ready to surf snapper, he was riding bigger boards, standing up in tubes with his arms spread wide. So I think it's those sessions that keep him inspired, that keep him motivated.
I kind of go a little bit into my shell around contests. My headspace changes quite a bit. I definitely like kind of put this wall up and go, okay, there's just, this is my time. I gotta keep some deeper part of me like on task. A lot of things gotta meet up, you know, you want your body to be in a good shape. You want your surfing to be at a certain level. You want your boards to be ready for that place and designed for what you're expecting the waves to be.
Slater from Cocoa Beach, Florida, now 45 years of age. He already has that incredible stat of being the youngest ever world champ and the oldest ever world champ.
Kelly making it quite clear that he's going for his 12th world title. The board looks amazing under his feet. He looks sharp. He said he's feeling probably the best he's felt in about 3 or so years.
Things are just working out nicely for him. He's still yet to do his best surfing. In the free surfs, we've seen him put together some amazing rides, but he is progressing through heats with a lot left in the tank.
It will be almost dark and there will be 10,000 people on the beach because Kelly Slater is the last heat of the day. There's not many other athletes on the tour that have that effect. And yeah, the Kelly Slater effect. He's magic. He has these magical moments. He has a real aura about him that is, he's the greatest of all time.
After that first heat, are you going to make any adjustments? Yeah, I'm actually going to change my board. I watched the footage back, and the board just looked a little bit. It was keeping nice flow and speed, and I had a good turning radius on it, but I think the nose looked a little short and stuff visually. And actually, I think my longer rail board, you know, a few inches longer, I'll throw more spray. So, you know, I think just visually it'll look better.
First heat I rode a 5.6 squash at Snapper, and everyone's got a fucking opinion.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
And almost nobody's just saying, well, gosh, it looks like a fun board. It's all like, oh, it doesn't look right, or like everyone wants to be a critic.
Yes,
Like they
yeah.
know best, you know?
Right.
Instead of like, hey, that board flowed good and it actually felt great underfoot. Maybe it didn't throw the spray of a longer rail or a longer board, but there's, you know, take the good side of it. And how do you then implement that design into the next thing? You know, a couple years ago, I became close with Tomo. We started designing boards, working on that. You know, every day before, after the contest, we'd run down the coast and find some little beach break, take 3 or 4 of his boards and try them out. And then we started developing the Omni and the Sci-Fi. I always liked the idea that it was like blending like an idea with also nature.
Yeah.
You know, but then talking to you, it's also blending technology of like a stealth bomber shape, or then taking something back from nature, like off of a bat.
Yeah.
To make the tail shape or whatever, you know?
Well, ultimately, we're just engineering a feeling, right? It's just an experience of how you want to ride the wave. You know, all these incredible amounts of money spent on the Air Force industry to blow shit up. You know, why not? Why not maybe take a few of their ideas and use it for fun?
I make myself comfortable the way I need to. And if people take that as a mind game, it's kind of not my problem, you know. But like, I have no problems telling a guy good luck, shaking his hand, and I'm not doing that because I have some ulterior motive. I'm just doing that because it, for whatever reason, it makes me feel calm. I feel like, you know, like if I'm gonna have a fight with a guy, I don't mind shaking his hand before the fight, and then let's fight. And then when it's over, let's shake hands again, you know? I mean, I think that's how things should be done. That's an honorable way to compete with somebody. You have to be prepared. Like if a guy's gonna be like smiling assassin, or if he's gonna be a total ass to you, you have to be ready for either one and not have it change how you're gonna go out there, what your plan is, you know? But it might make you a little bit more sharp.
At the Quicksilver Pro.
Going up against Gabe Medina.
Yep.
What's your thoughts on that?
It's interesting. I mean, if you could pace the heat the way you want, I'd want to be ahead of him early, and then maybe let him sit with priority and needing scores. He doesn't like that.
Looking wall from the outset, and that is a big hit to get started. So this thing's standing up. He has had some falls early on in this heat. Let's see what he can do. Sprays Kelly in the face as he makes his way through to the inside. As Kelly's up out the back. So this heat is going to go right down to the wire. Just 50 seconds remaining. Slater, he's letting go of huge turns out the back as well. So a great exchange to finish this heat off. This will be the end. Medina psyched, but then he turns around and sees Kelly. Uh-oh.
This is sick. Again, right to the end.
Yeah, we're still waiting, guys. We're still waiting for last of blue, Kelly Slater. I hear from the heart. If this comes soon, you're in the semifinals, your first heat of the competition.
I'm shaking.
Cold?
Thanks, Slater. I love that Kelly's always learning. He's always trying to improve himself. What else can I do? How can I come back for the next heat and better that? To see him still get fired up from a loss is really important.
You know, that final day, you really want to, you know, seal it and put it to bed, and you want to win. But you know, the positive is it's not a throwaway score. There's only 8 guys who really don't have a throwaway now. You know, and of those 8 guys, you got to look at how many do you think have a shot at the world title, and that number narrows up a little bit.